Hello and good afternoon. My name is Haley Foos, and today I will be presenting my professional growth plan. The first thing that I will go over are my graduate courses that I have to take and my degree requirements. For the Master of Education in Elementary Education that leads to licensure, I needed to have an undergraduate GPA of a 2.8 and I needed to obtain my undergraduate degree. I will need to take 47 credit hours in order to obtain this degree. The courses required for this degree focus on methods and strategies in various topics: special education, literacy intervention, and the science of reading. I will be required to complete student teaching as my last set of credit hours. This will allow me to receive practical classroom experience. I will also be required to develop a student teaching evaluation of performance, or a STEP. This degree will allow me to be more up to date on my classroom practices and on research. I will be able to do more professional development work to build on a set of skills that is beneficial to this field of work, and I will have more job opportunities with better pay. After I complete my Master of Education in Elementary Education, I will need to pass the Ohio Assessments for Educators exams, the OAEs. A background check will also be required, as well as an application submitted through the OHID. After I have obtained my license, I must complete the resident educator program in order to obtain my 5-year professional teaching license. 2 program years must be completed in order for me to obtain this 5-year license. Now let's talk about how I can demonstrate high expectations as an educator. As an educator, it is very important to remain professional. When communicating with students and their families, I will be open and honest with them while also remaining reliable, confidential, and trustworthy. It is also important to ensure that technology use from myself and my students remains safe, beneficial, and professional. I hold myself to very high standards, so when it comes to the code of ethics, I take it very serious. I promise to remain ethical in all of my decisions that come with being an educator and to keep my students' best interests at the forefront of my mind. I also believe it is very important to hold myself to the same standards in the school community and outside of the school. I believe that the teaching profession is one that should be held to the highest of standards. While remembering that teachers are still human, it is important for educators to remain professional in their words, their actions, their mannerisms, their attire, and overall personality and beliefs. The laws and policies laid out for the education profession are extensive. I believe that if an educator stays true to their ethics and their morals, that their actions should align with what is mandated in these laws and procedures. Those are the 4 areas I plan to focus on in order to maintain high standards in teaching and in learning environments. Reflecting on teaching practices is one of the most beneficial things that educators can do for their students. I plan to use both quantitative and qualitative data to do this. Knowing students' test scores is important to see where they are on topic and where they could use the extra help. But it is also important to look at things beyond test scores. Observing students and asking questions can be just as beneficial. Data-driven reflections are beneficial for so many ways. The focus remains on students' strengths and weaknesses and shows real-time progress. Data-driven research also lays out what actually needs to be taught or retaught, and it can show what ways of teaching the material would be more beneficial for the students. Maybe the most important of all, data-driven research can help tremendously with differentiation in the classroom. In this next section, I will discuss my professional learning goals and my engagement strategies. My first goal is to improve my differentiation strategies. In order to do this, I can take advantage of professional development offered and stay up to date on data-driven research practices. Another great way to learn better differentiation strategies is to collaborate with other educators to learn what works for them or what doesn't work and why. My second goal is to enhance classroom management skills. This can be difficult, but trial and error is a great way to learn what is working and what is not working. I can also attend professional development and conferences on the topic. This concludes the foundation of my education journey. I will continue through my graduate courses and student teaching, go through all of the doors needed to receive my teaching license and what is needed beyond that. Take my role as an educator very serious, always stay up to date on the best teaching practices, and stick to my professional learning goals. I promise to stay committed to continuous improvement by staying the course with my degree program, taking advantage of professional development offered to me, and always staying a lifelong learner. Thank you for your time.